Sri Lord Shiva Bhagavate Sri Ma Durga Bhagavate.
My sister, I did not really have any money, you know. So if she didn't put money in the machine, you know, these were my early days, you know, in this new life that I was experiencing. And if she didn't have any money, then I don't have any money. The house have no money. But she was working, fortunately, and she was very happy to take care of me those days. You know? But sometimes I'm by myself. She's out working, and the meter goes, the money goes out. So although all the things, the sockets and the lights, everything, all the power points are there, all the sockets are there, all the lamps are there, the washing machine, fridge, but there's no power in them. And you know, I would love this time to be in a house in the middle of a city with no power there, no electricity, nothing, no TV, no fridge, no microwave, nothing is there. It's the most beautiful silence, you see. And then when she comes, she says, oh, there's no, and then we'll light up the house again. This being without the power is usually being without the power of the mind. It's not without the power of the self. When there's only the power of the self and the mind is not there to compete, you know, this is why I say to you to keep your attention in neutrality. It's an easy habit to develop, and it's the fruits of it is, you know, somehow you cannot overestimate the power of neutrality. So don't worry, you know, everybody, every human being must taste thought activity. You may have heard of beings they call avatars who came and they are sinless and so on. I don't think that's a big deal, to be honest with you. I don't think an avatar come here on in this bodily realm, in this realm, and don't know what sin is. I don't think that's a big deal. It's just like, for instance, if you, it's not something that's so great. I mean, it's like going to some celibate priest for marriage counseling. I mean, what the hell can they do? They don't have no experience, nothing at all. And I'm not saying that you have to always have physical, phenomenal experiences, because there's a knowledge that comes just through intuitive wisdom. Of course, it comes like that, you know. But don't feel that, you know, to make mistakes in this body is such a bad thing. You're your teacher. You have to learn also from these things, no? So we must not think, you know, oh, you know, I must be so sinless. That's just a trip. You go through that. The great thing is to go through this fire field of the senses and the mind and emotion and so on, and to come out of it through intelligence and wisdom, through devotion to the Supreme Lord of the universe. Then to come out of it and to come home again. If you've never left home, coming home is no big deal. When you feel like you've left home, you're exiled for a while, and you've tasted the fruits of life, then something you can say, yes, you've experienced some contrast. And if I can, just in closing, just to say a little story that relates to this. It was a story I love so much from the Bible, you know. It's a story called The Prodigal Son. I love this story so much because it spoke to me, you know. It says that a man had two sons, and one, of course, one older one younger one. And then one day, this old man is getting old. You know, he's a very wise man, very kind person. He has a lot of land. And he called his sons and he said, you know, all this that I have is yours. No? We are our family. You are my two boys. No? And all this really belongs to you. And so, you know, I want you to continue to work to make this land as best as it can be and to produce the fruit, take care of the family and so on. Anyway, one day the younger one comes and says, Father, you know, I have a burning, you know, I have to get away from this place, you know, we're in the country and I want to have some life, Father, please, can I take my inheritance now? I don't want to wait until you die, Father, can I have my inheritance now? So the father looked at him and saw the urge in him, saw the fire he had to be in the world, you know. So, okay. So he took all the money that was apportioned to the son, gave it to him, says, please use it wisely. Thank you, Father, bye, bye, bye. And he took off and he went away. And he went all over the world. He went to all the cities and he was spending all the money and he was enjoying. He had so many friends. He had so many girlfriends. He had so many things. In those days, no car, but maybe he had some nice horses or chariot. I don't know what they have in those days, which was the bling of those days. But he tried it. He had everything and to do all these things. At some point, his money started running out. And so also he found his friends were running out as well too. And all these things were running out. He had nothing to fall back onto. And things got so bad. And he had no friend was there for him. Because this is a friend that only come to you when they want something from you. They want something. You have money, you have fame, then they want something. They don't really love you, you know. So there's no real loyalty there. So all that is gone. And then one day he find himself almost, well, he was destitute. And he was so hungry. He was sitting, eating some of the pigs' food. He saw one place with the pigs, and he was eating the food of the pigs. He looked at his fingernails. His fingernails had grown so long and dirty, and his whole face, he could not see his face, but his face was very haggard. This young boy. And he's lying there, and it's raining and cold, and there's only the pigs around him. And he was feeling so lost. And then his mind reflected, he reflected. No. He says, my God, what have I come to? What have I done? No. What have I done? I have taken my father's money and I've squandered it on foolish things in this life. What have I done? When I was with my father, I was never longing for food. I was not longing for love or good company or a warm bed to sleep. I had everything. But I could not be there. I was restless for life. And look how I've wasted myself. You look and reflect, oh my God, oh my God. You know, and then the thought came, I should go home. But the other thought was saying, no, you can't go home. Your parents are not going to want to see you. Look at you, you're like an animal. But the urge inside and the fire was awakened inside his heart, you know, to go back and to his family. And so he was really in this half. And then he traveled long way because that's how far he had left home and went. And after many days, he was at the very edge of his father's land. He come there and he's in the bush looking. In this huge field and beautiful olive trees and everything. He was at the gate looking like this. And somehow, the father was somewhere down there, maybe 150 meters away in the field doing something. And the father just had the father's feeling. A loving father's feeling or a mother's feeling. So he looked around and he looked and he saw this little figure crouching like an old man at the gate, looking nothing like his son, nothing at all like his son. But in his heart, he felt, my son. He felt this feeling. And can you imagine? He started to walk at first looking like this, the father walking, the son is looking, and he's looking to see who is he looking at him? It can't be me. And the father come, and he's coming, and as he's coming, his heart is growing in conviction. But this is my son. Long hair, ugly teeth, rotten teeth, long fingernails, looking really like a mess. But that's not what the father saw. He saw my son. No? And then he started saying, my son, my son, my son. He's running to this boy. And the boy's looking, confused. And then finally they met like this. The boy fell into his father's arms and he embraced him. And the father is so happy, so happy. He brought the boy in back to the house. All the householders, the servants, everybody was there. He says, come, everybody celebrate. All the neighbors, please come today, celebrate. Because my son was lost and now he's found. He was dead and now he's alive again. He said, let's make sacrifice. Let's eat the most wonderful food. Bring the best wine. Come. Send him in to get all showered up, had his manicure, pedicure, whatever they do. Cut him, always cleaned him up and everything. He came out looking not too bad. Now, the elder son came to the father and says, Father, I don't understand you. I am here with you. I am your eldest son. I'm your firstborn. I'm always here with you. And my younger brother has taken away all your money and wasted it. And look how you are treating him. When I'm here, I ask you for my party for my friends. You will say, oh, why you have party for friends? Oh, like this. But your son who has shamed you and walked away from the family and wasted all our money that we work for, and you're treating him like he's a special guest. I don't get it. And the father said, my son, you are always here with me, it is true, and all this is yours. But please don't take my joy away. Your brother was lost and now he's found. He was dead. Now he's alive again. Please come and celebrate, embrace your brother in your heart, not like this. So this story really bite me so deeply, deeply, because I saw this prodigal son in myself, I say in myself, I was not the good son, you understand? But I look again in my life and I say, you know what? If I had to go to spend some time with one of these two sons, who would I prefer to spend some time with? I want to spend some time with the prodigal son. I want to say, but you went through all of this? And then you came out of it? I want to hear about you. The good son, he's so good, he's so nice, so polite. But he's nice as well too. But for a date, I want to go with the one who has been through all of this. So I'm not advertising that people should go into life and get all wiped out. But I'm only saying this because you don't need to be ashamed of your experiences and where life takes you sometime. But don't waste your beautiful energy pursuing the wind. All these things that we are so much running after, it's like pursuing the wind. It's like going to the ocean and trying to capture a wave and carry it home to show your parents. There's no wave in your hand like that. So just be, if you are touched by the things I share with you, then just begin by just saying, yes, I'm open to this life. The other one I know, I've done this, I've been doing this, I don't know, maybe even lifetimes I'm doing it. But now I am really open to explore something. I want to explore inside. I've been exploring outside. I want to explore inside. I want to find who is here, who is living in this, who is inside this finger. Who is inside this finger? Who is making this finger's work? Who is the one who is watching the thoughts happen? Who is it? And is it possible to meet? Is it two? This is a question that will take you to freedom itself. Today, I want to say this one.
Om Shri Hare Hare Hare. Shri Hare Krishna Bhagavate Shri Siddhartha Bhagavate Shri Lord Christ Bhagavate Om Shri Hare Hare